Hello everyone, welcome back to Skeledon, Bushcraft and Survival. Thank you very much for joining me. Happy you could tune in. Now, in a couple of videos ago, I was talking about store-bought survival kits versus, making your own survival kit, the weight difference opposed to the size difference. And I got to my fire kit, but I didn't really go through it because I wanted to keep the video kind of short. Well, I had a couple of questions. Number one about water filtration, and the other one, I guess they didn't see the fire kit, so they was asking about the bow drill socket. Why not have other gear? Well, I do have other gear, and here it is. And today I was going to go through and show everything that I have in it, and also show how I organized it and certain things that I think that it's really nice to have in there, for extras. So let's go ahead, get the camera down, and we'll go through it. All right, first off, I want to talk about the case itself. It's a Tactical Molly EDC pouch, compact. I got it off of Amazon. Has two zippers here, which is really perfect, plus a black pouch and a little slide here. This is probably for a pen or whatever, and this is probably for an iPhone, but it works really good for what I'm doing. I also want to talk about the different things that I have, like on the outside of the case, like the two carabiners. Now this one right here is actually for this kit. This one right here is additional, and I'm going to get to that when we get inside on why I have this one. I also have a blower for making fires hotter and bigger and so on and so forth. It's telescoping. Fits in there real nice. Right on the side. Plus, in this compartment right here, I have a tin, and I made this little sleeve for it out of duct tape. And this is charring more cloth. That's the only purpose that this has. But it can carry other stuff if I wanted to carry other stuff. All right, now for organization. Since I have this on this side, this is for charring, then this zipper right here is automatically going to be for primitive. This zipper is going to be for modern. The reason why that I have it separated like that is, number one, organization, so I know exactly where to go. Number two, if you're needing a fire but it's not an emergency type thing, then reserving resources is number one. And so it goes into the primitive side. I have some cheesecloth here, which is 100% cotton, and I can use this to char up. Set that aside, and I'll get to that in a moment. This one right here, I have my steel. I have some fat wood, quartz, chert. I have some amadou, and I have a baggie for some char cloth. Now, like I said, it's like I use this right here. I can char some more of that in this and put it back into here, and there we go. I also have another bagging in here in case I want to do something else in there. Also in the primitive side, I have some more cheesecloth, and I have some beeswax. And I have a bigger piece of fat wood. So that takes care of the primitive side. And of course, like I mentioned in that other video, which I'm going to place in the description and also show, tag it up in the video, the socket for the bow drill, and that's in my bag over there. But just what's in the fire kit is what we're going over today. Nevertheless, moving on to the modern side. Now in the modern side, I have the cordage because, well, number one, like I said before, the socket and cordage is the hardest thing for a bow drill, and it's got to be in here in my opinion. And you never know what you might need cordage for anyway, but there's more room in this compartment, and that's the reason why I have it in there. Then in this tin right here, I have little tenders to make fire starting easy. This says lip balm. It's not. It is Vaseline. I put Vaseline in here and it really works well. So you move it up just like you would chapstick, but it's 100% Vaseline, petroleum jelly. I have a striker. The striker goes with the ferro rod. Also, I have some birch bark and I have some pine needles. So small little tenders just to get the fire going. The modern side is for the emergencies. If I need an emergency fire, then I want something that I know that's going to catch real quick. And another thing, in this one right here, I have cotton balls that goes with the Vaseline, and that right there is going to be a good mix for starting fires. I have a Bic lighter, and then I have some wet fire. And this stuff like this right here, I cut it in half, and it'll burn for 5 minutes real hot. So if I need a fire right now in an emergency situation, then I want things in this kit so I can get that fire guaranteed right now. I also have matches, waterproof matches, a little bit of cotton in there, and of course more strikers in there as well. So that concludes everything that I have in my fire kit for fires as far as that goes. But then getting to this little thing over here, this pouch, this bag is perfect for putting grass in, putting, you know, little tenders along the way that you find, you pick up, you know, and it's breathable. So therefore it can air dry out before I really need it. Inside, I have another little pouch that I can carry things in, but the reason why that I have this pouch is to protect this cloth right here. This right here I use for my water purification as the filtration. You hang this up, you pour water in it, it takes it a minute to get through the fabric, and it catches all of the debris or anything like that right there that would be in the water before I continue on with any other type of purification. So this right here answers the filtration question. Also, this has a dual purpose. I can also use this to put small things in, but I can also use it as a mosquito net. All right, now in the very beginning I mentioned this carabiner. Now what this one is for is this bag right here. Clip it on here with that, put it on your belt, you can carry it through, you know, find something, you unclip it, you put it in there, and you clip it back, clip it on your side. And it just makes carrying things a lot easier as you're going through. It's really a good idea to be like a gatherer. So as you go through, it's like, oh, okay, well, this right here will work real good in the future. I'm gonna go ahead and grab it now because I might not have what I need when I get to where I'm going. So that is the reason why that I have this right here. Now, this cheesecloth right here, you've seen that I have this, plus I have another piece of cheesecloth in there. It just makes my job easier, having extras of things, redundancy, if you will. That way I don't have to really take, I don't have to take time searching for different things to char. I already have things that I can use to char. It takes me several days to get through it, and when I really need to, then I can. But it just, for a 1 or 2 night thing, maybe even a week, I got plenty right there. I always have the cordage, and like I said, for the bow drill, but there's a lot of different things that you can use cordage for. And so if push comes to shove, I could use this cordage for the shelter component that I talked about in that video. Having fat wood. I have 2 different pieces of fat wood, and never a bad idea to have fat wood. It helps start the fire, and it burns a long time, a lot easier. Having all of these little containers right here also help out. So not only can I use these for what's in them to separate them in here to keep organization, but while I'm out, I can use these for other things as well. So I always have my knife on me. Has a 90-degree spine, works great for striking a ferro rod. However, it doesn't hurt having redundancy there either. So that's the reason why that I think it's a good idea to have one of these in there, so that I can strike a ferro rod when I need it. Beeswax is always a good idea. Now the reason why that I have this separated is because I think it's a good idea to be very organized with your kit. That way, if you do need a fire right now, you're not trying to figure out what compartment it's in. You automatically know where to go and what to get so that you can get your fire going. If you don't need a fire in an emergency, again, it just saves time. You know exactly where to go to get what you need to get that going too. So that's the reason why that I really like these bags, and they're really not that expensive either, so kind of worked out for me. But nevertheless though, putting things up on the primitive side, this right here was the beeswax and the cheesecloth. I put that in there first. I may need beeswax, but you know, I mean, more than likely everything that I need is going to be right here to get a fire going. So if I need the beeswax for something, it's there. But the first thing that I'm probably going to be using goes on top. Goes on the side. And then this right here, I put back here in a little pocket. I really like these little cases because it has so many different pockets. And of course, put that right on top. And the primitive side is done. Now, for the modern side, scoot this off to the side. My matches. So this tin right here is nothing but the tenders. So, it does have the tenders and the Vaseline in it, but I have cotton balls, I have the lighter, and this one right here. Take both of them out. I have the tenders, I have this, whatever. But really, honestly, this right here is everything I need for an immediate fire. So Vaseline and cotton balls are great, but a lighter with wet fire is better. And it's in an emergency situation, I'd be going for the wet fire. That's the reason why that I put the tenders in first. Again, just trying to be organized so that things that I might need are up front and easy to get to. Lighter right there, the ferro rod, the striker, the cordage, and there you go. So, I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that this might have given some people some ideas, because I really like this little kit. I've used it every single time that I come out, and it's actually a joy. It doesn't take very much room, and it always gets me a fire when I need it. So, yep, like I said, that's going to be it for me. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you like this type of video, please like, share, and subscribe. I have many more coming up in the future. Until then, take care. And remember, nature, it does provide.